Hey everybody, welcome to the Nerditorium. I'm saying it this time because Tejas has tried saying it 5 times and I'm tired. Hi, how are you? I'm good.
Great. Hi, Jishnu. This
Cool.
is the show where we talk about news and not news, and sometimes we borrow episode ideas from our podcast. And this week we're going to be doing fruit picks. What is fruit picks? And explain it to us, Jishnu.
We watch things. Sometimes we like to talk about new things, but in this day and age, there are few new things worth talking about. So I'm going to tell you about some old things that I've been watching,
Okay.
which have been renewed on Disney Plus.
Great.
I was amazed when Disney Plus came out that they didn't have the Mighty Ducks
It did though.
on their channel. No, it didn't.
Of course it did.
It
Wait, are you
distinctly
talking
did
about
not.
it
I
legally
was-
in India? You mean?
I'm talking about it legally anywhere.
Oh no.
I've been on a VPN on Disney Plus with the US Disney Plus since it came out. I've been sharing it with a friend of mine over there, and they haven't had the Mighty Ducks for forever, since however long Disney Plus.
No,
has been
that's
around,
not true
like
at
a year
all.
or
I
whatever
watched
the
it
hell
on
is.
Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
it's totally true.
Okay, that's weird.
Hotstar
Okay.
maybe, yes, because once it came to India, it was there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
maybe
point
I watched
is,
it on a
it's
different
out there.
network. Yes, you're right. Okay, go
We're
ahead.
living in a time warp right now, and we wanted to talk about like new things that are out and about, but there aren't all that many. So now's a pretty good time to go back to the past,
Okay.
like that movie, and watch some old stuff. So yeah, the Mighty Ducks is out, and I couldn't be happier. It's the best. It's a great time. It's a great day.
Jishnu,
Like
why don't you tell us
etc.
what the Mighty Ducks, what the movie is about, and why it's so special in our hearts?
You're familiar with the beloved Ugly Duckling story, yes?
Yes.
Okay, this is not that, but a sports movie instead.
Yeah.
And it's got Emilio Estevez and a baby Keenan Thompson and a baby Foggy Nelson
From Daredevil.
Netflix's Daredevil
Yeah.
that warms my heart to no end, and a couple of other misfits, and it's great. It's a beautifully 90s, Disney sports film with all the epicness of your Chariots of Fire meets Little Rascals
Yeah.
meets well, I don't watch sports movies, so sports movie.
Great, you love it.
Yeah.
And there's a romance plot in it. It's got everything, and it's got sequels also.
everything.
Yeah, it's got sequels. It's got
3 of them.
two of them, two sequels.
Well, a third in the making.
Yeah, and Jishnu, I don't know if you know this, but on Disney, not XD, but basically the Disney Channel had an animated show called The Mighty Ducks. Did you ever watch that? And it was
I never saw it. I forgot about it. I heard of it though.
right. So inspired by the movie, well, not really, but basically inspired by the ice hockey part of the movie. So Anaheim, which is in California, has an actual ice hockey team called the Mighty Ducks. And I think it's because of this, or maybe not because of this, I'm not sure. But the animated show actually it's a story about 6 ducks and how they become an ice hockey team versus like humans.
Wait, so is it actually the Ugly Duckling meets?
They're not ugly. They're just like they're a scrappy bunch
Oh.
who don't realize what talent they have. So it's about them competing at the highest level.
The untalented duckling.
The untalented duck.
The unloved. The un
Absolutely.
vindicated.
If I may make a recommendation, so they recently released a kind of in the era of music DVDs where like a live concert which has been documented really really well. So they did the music of Coco and other songs that are beloved in the Latin American community. And they performed it all with a huge orchestra, and it's a huge thing at the Hollywood Bowl in California, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's incredible. And they brought all the the actors from the film, like Benjamin Bratt, Miguel is there, who I love, amazing hip hop artist, like producer, R&B artist. He's there in it. Benjamin Bratt is singing in this. Eva Longoria
cool.
is one of the hosts. Yeah. So
Oh,
and
I was gonna say I didn't know she sang.
no, she
Yeah, I would
does
be
sing.
surprised if she
She
did.
does sing in
Okay.
this. She sings in the ensemble kind of songs. So it's basically like a 45-minute kind of performance that is organized by Disney and stuff, and like how I don't know if you ever had this thing, but when I was growing up in Dubai, they would do these kind of shows in like parks and stuff like that with, the Teenage Mutant
Nope.
Ninja Turtles and stuff. I know, yeah, it doesn't really happen here. I guess the closest we have is
Nope.
Bandstand Revival, but
Yeah, no.
basically, so they used to do these kind of shows in these kind of, these free shows in these parks, and they'd get all these
I
characters
would
in.
love that. I would pay top dollar. for
Yeah,
that.
and the cool thing is that these were for
Yeah.
free. So I think this show obviously was paid, but it was kind of like, celebrating the, the Latino community, and it was really, really awesome. And it's on Disney Plus. So another great, like, fun and musical watch to enjoy if you liked the movie.
Okay, so to that end, speaking of musicals, I'm gonna recommend arguably the worst musical I've ever seen.
Okay.
You're gonna like.
Why are you
this a
recommending
lot,
it
I
then?
think. Because it's terror bad,
Okay.
and I know how much you love that genre. So,
That's
my one of many loves, Chloe Bennett, off of Agents of Shield,
Correct.
has a little known pop career in China. Let me give you a tiny bit of history that nobody asked for.
What?
Chloe Bennett stars in Agents of Shield, right?
Okay.
Before she was in Agents of Shield, she was a pop star in China because her real name is Chloe Wang.
Oh.
And
she's Asian American,
Wait.
yes?
She's an Asian American,
Okay.
yes. And so she had a short-lived career in her teens where she went to China and put out a couple of singles in Chinese. So
Oh.
kudos for
Nice.
that. And they were, they were pop Chinese songs. I have little opinion on that.
Okay.
And then she said, "Screw it! I'm gonna go to Hollywood and do that thing." And now she's in Shield, and she's been doing that for like 7 years.
Okay.
Somehow, about a year or 2 years ago, because I just follow her on social media, I found that she was doing a musical, and I was like, "Oh, this is new. This is interesting."
Okay.
And then nothing ever happened with it. It completely died out. I forgot it existed because she stopped posting about it.
Okay.
And about a week ago, I just remembered all of a sudden. So I looked it up. It doesn't exist online anyway. You have to get it through nefarious means. And I did, because what the hell else am I doing with my
God,
life these
why are
days?
you recommending this?
It's called Valley Girl.
Okay.
She plays like the best friend role. Essentially, it is Greece set in the 80s as opposed to the 50s.
Okay.
But
So it's,
told
so it's,
in the past tense. It's set in present day. It's set in 2019, 2020. But it's about a mom giving a talking to her daughter for like sneaking out and being, a high school kid.
Was
and
this a Broadway
doing all the
production or
high school
or
things.
what was it?
No. This is a relatively legitimate. Actually, I'd say more than relatively legitimate. Hollywood production.
Oh, it's a movie.
Orion Studios and all that. It's a movie. It's a full-blown movie. It's a 90-minute movie.
Okay.
Now, the starring role is Logan Paul. Like, YouTuber
Oy vey.
Logan Paul. Like, the one YouTuber that whose
infamous-
name I actually know. Yes.
Yes.
Now, I did some digging and I found out that the reason that this movie kind of went under the radar was because just as they
Logan
were
Paul
about to put
did.
it out,
Yeah.
Logan Paul had like some big scandal about like
Yeah. It was a huge deal.
suicide and some shit. I was just like, okay, this is a rabbit hole. I don't want to go there. Point is, this movie is terror bad because it's basically a jukebox musical of songs from the 80s, including such hits as Joan Jett's Bad Reputation.
Whoa. So this is like
It's got Take On Me by Aha.
What
It's
is the,
got
this is like,
Tainted Love.
Rock of
it's-
Ages.
It's like fuck of ages. It's just not good. I hate watched it.
Okay.
I'll be honest, just because I was like, yo, my girl Chloe's in it, and she's cool, but I make bad decisions sometimes.
Oh, so when was this produced and when was it slated to release?
It was produced in 2018, supposed to come out late 2019. One thing led to another. It got delayed, and then COVID, and then like, screw it, just straight to home video.
So they should just release it now.
It
Like officially.
technically is. Just stop talking about this movie. Let's talk about other things.
Alright. Okay, cool.
Please.
Valley Girl. Alright, is what you're saying. If you're a
Yes.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, and there'll be one seed on the torrent, which will be Jishnu. So Jishnu, make sure you
Yeah.
don't delete it off your uTorrent. Alright, cool. I'm gonna quickly end by recommending a few games which I've been playing of late. Recently they kind of put out a bundle, which was, it was called Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality. And so they were giving like literally like hundreds of games for any amount that you are willing to pay. It was a pay what you want. And I've just been trying to kind of go through each page. Literally, there are like 50 pages, and on each page there's like at least 10 or 12 games. So what I have found is that in some of these games, they're very good anxiety kind of quelling games. The first game is a game called, and this is the most like peaceful of the lot, which I found to be like really, really stress, what do you call it? Dissipating. It's called A Short Hike, which is where you play a bird, I think a magpie, and it's very like pixel arty kind of, and you basically are playing a magpie whose aunt is the security, like she's like a security ranger in a park, and she says, why, if you're bored right now in this park, why don't you go to the summit of this mountain which is there in this park. And so you're just like, cool, how do I get there? And she's like, just follow the road, and like whoever you meet, just kind of let them tell you where the peak is. And the main point of the game is that you don't have cell phone reception, so you're trying to find a good spot, so you have to reach the peak of this mountain. And as you kind of meet different people, they have different tasks for you, and they say, hey man, and you're just like a good magpie person, so you want to help them out and like, help them collect stuff and feathers and things for whoever's in this park. So you basically do all these tasks while you make your way up the hill. The second game is a 1 hour game, literally less than an hour you can finish it. It's called A Mortician's Tale, and this is where you play as a funeral director, and you basically work in a funeral home, and your job is to kind of like disinfect bodies and exhume, like basically kind of prepare them for either cremation or to put in a coffin. And depending on how families want their loved ones to be remembered, you have to kind of follow those instructions. And so it's like a bit of that. It's mostly
So
about
it's
reading
like a
emails.
sequel
It's
to
mostly a narrative
Operation.
game. Yes. It's like when you're an adult and Operation has become more meaningful
bore.
because people
Yeah.
who have died land a certain, yeah, exactly.
Oh my
So it becomes a real introspection on death, and how it's titled as a death positive game, so about how we can basically not learn how to grieve, but with a positive kind of attitude towards it, that death is just a part of life. It's like, it's really, really well made, and it's a very quick thing, and you learn a lot in the span of 60 minutes. So that's the second game. And the last game, which is a really fun game I want to recommend, is a game called Knights of the Card Table. Okay, yeah, and it's basically a turn-based card strategy game, except and it's built, like it's made to look like it's a Dungeons and Dragons game, where monsters are there and beasts and stuff, but it's all set in suburban like USA, I guess, where you're just a kid, and you're facing like very domestic problems, like the mailman is a demon, or a dog on a leash, or a beehive, or like grass snakes, things like that. So it's really, really fun, very bright, colorful game. You can keep playing it because it's procedurally generated, I think. But yeah, these games have all been really, really nice breaths of fresh air when it comes to gaming for me. And again, this is the entry barrier is very like low in terms of stakes, because anyone can download. You don't have to have a killer PC or anything for that. So that's the best thing about indie games.
I'll be honest, I'm still stuck on, have you lost a loved one? Well, there's a game for you out there. So cool.
There's a game for everyone. That's the point. It's really, really good. So I will take this moment to ask everybody out there, if you have any recommendations, if you have any fruit picks, please put them in the comments right now. We love the obscure, weird ones. We're all about that. Don't forget, you can also mail us at contactgeekfruit@gmail.com, and we'll see the rest of you in the comments, you nerds.